Hello and welcome to the Transportation Development Program. We're all about the Transportation Sales Tax Program, and many of you know that about 2004 or so, we were able to get a referendum through the public so that we could bring about the dollars that we need to improve our road systems. We have bonded projects and allocations projects, small projects, large projects. What we want to do with this program is to inform you on how well we're doing. And there's been a lot of effort put into making improvements to our road system. And we want you to know exactly how that sales tax is being spent and the fact that we are doing it for you, the residents of Charleston County. I'd like you to meet my first guest for this program. He is chairman of County Council now, Elliott Summey. Welcome, it's nice having you. And I'm going to talk with Steve Thigpen, and he is with Transportation Development later on in the program, and he'll talk to us about specific programs and specific projects that we've undertaken and the rewards of those and how well they're doing. But first we talk with the chairman, we get the politics out of the way, and how are things going with the Transportation Sales Tax Program? Are you pleased?
Oh yeah, things are well. We're getting a lot of stuff done. If you think about all the road improvements you've seen done over the last 6 or 7 years, I mean, they're all transportation sales tax related, whether it's Johnny Dodds Boulevard or Palmetto Commerce Parkway, Bees Ferry Road. We're getting a lot of things done. We're real proud of the efficiency that the program has brought. We're doing a lot of engineering in-house, we're leveraging a lot of dollars with the State Infrastructure Bank and folks like that, and to try to get the most bang for your buck. And
one of the big things I think about the financing of this program is that we were able to utilize dollars through bonds.
Sure.
And establishing bonds in the market, and therefore we are now able to build even more at a faster pace.
Yeah, I mean, we're in an instant gratification society, so being able to bond that money, and instead of spreading the length of the program out over a 20-25 year period, we can bond the money real quick and get the immediate needs done. I mean, when we started this program back in 2005, 2006, you saw we had immediate gridlock problems as this community has grown, and so we were able to attack those problems head on. Senator Scott, former Chairman Scott, was wise in his leadership to say, we're going to bond some projects, we're going to set some of this money aside for resurfacing and doing those sort of things that can be going on and on and on as the program went. But we've invested a lot in the community, roughly about $80 million in each of the major municipalities. And then, of course, the $75 million that we used and pledged towards the Arthur Avenel Bridge. We've taken these projects bundled together and used that as a match for the $558 million to finish the Mark Clark. We're doing a lot with the money.
Is there any federal money, federal dollars in there?
There a little bit.
A limited amount?
Yeah, Maybank Highway, Folly and Camp, those come right to my mind right off the rip. We participated in the CHATS, which is the Charleston Area Regional Transportation Study Committee, which is a subset of the COG. I used to chair the CHATS for a number of years. And we have used the federal allocations and matched it up with sales tax money to extend that sales tax money out even further.
Do you think that we need to go back? I mean, I don't know, but tell me, do you think at some point we may need to go back to the public with another referendum?
Absolutely.
I think, and say that we need additional dollars, or can we depend on entities like the state and the gasoline tax to take care of that?
You know, no. I think
just a no.
I think what we've learned we learned early on. We were the first transportation sales tax program in South Carolina of our size. The reason it happened was there were folks like Tim Scott, Keith Summey, Joe Riley, who were working with the legislature, working with the Department of Transportation, looking for funds. And the message they got is that if you come with an empty bucket, you'll leave with an empty bucket. If you come with something in the bucket, we'll help you try to fill it. And so that's what the birth of the sales tax program was about. And you know, as time has gone on, we see less and less money coming from the state to even repair roads, much less build new ones. Federal government's even worse. So it's been put on our backs to try to take care of our own stuff. If someone gave me $1 billion tomorrow, $1 billion would it be?
Yeah.
I could not fix all the transportation road problems in Charleston County. Let's just look at some quick ones. I-526, I-26 interchange, it fails. There's about 139,000 cars a day to go through that intersection. It was built to hold about 80. Every afternoon or every morning when you turn on the radio and you're in the car, you just hope, oh Lord, please tell me there's not a problem at 526 and I-26.
Right.
To fix that interchange is $500 million.
Oh my goodness.
By itself.
Yeah.
We need to widen the Mark Clark as it exists today.
Will we widen the Mark Clark?
Yeah,
Now,
it's
that's
to
a
be.
project it's a pretty big project.
It's
been hanging out there for a while.
It's partially funded.
Where do we? Yeah.
It's partially funded by the DOT. It's looking at changing some interchanges around, which will be good. That looks like about a $400 million project. We need to widen I-26 from the Port Access Road to 526. If you think about it, 26 is already widened west of there. But we need to widen that first leg because we got the new port terminal coming on on the Navy base. That's going to put another 50,000 trucks a year on our road. We need to widen that. That's $350 million. We're doing the roads around the airport. Charleston County is taking that on ourselves in conjunction with the state, with the new International Boulevard, Palmetto Commerce Parkway Phase 3, a new interchange off the interstate. All in, that's about a $260 million project for those three things. So we've got, I mean, that's just in North, I'm just naming stuff in North Charleston.
Sure,
Let's go over to West Ashley.
Yeah.
Main and 17 is a nightmare. This super street thing that they're talking about doing is not going to work. So we need a real overpass there.
Tell us what a super street is,
well, I'm not
without getting into it.
I'm not an engineer, but they tell me that it's a very long, drawn-out intersection where people make loops to do things, which is a Band-Aid, but we need a real overpass at Main and 17. That's going to be about a $30 million project. We need more improvement. Mount Pleasant needs a whole lot of stuff. You need to finish connecting Hungry Neck Boulevard all the way down to the market at Oakland. We need to realign Long Point Road at 17 and connect it to Old Georgetown Highway and Rifle Range Road.
What's interesting about what you're talking about right now as it regards all of these different projects and the needs that are associated with these projects and the effort that's being made by the county government and our towns, our cities,
Sure.
small cities too. But it sounds like there's no one easy fix. It sounds like it's going to have to be a combination of things.
It's a mixed bag. I mean,
So does that make the person who's going to vote in the future for hopefully a sales tax or some other means of taxing ourselves, as been suggested by the governor and by others, does that mean that we're not going to be able to get the job done in just one way, but we're going to have a myriad of ways?
It's going to take a bunch of different ways. I mean, I think the gas tax is a viable solution if it's spent correctly. My druther would be that it's a local option, some sort of local option gas tax where you eat what you kill. So my fear on the gas tax would be that Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester counties, some of the more affluent counties in the state, the money would get sucked to Columbia and then distributed by the DOT as they see fit, instead of the local folks having the opportunity to dictate how that money gets spent. You know, we are the job creator in Charleston, Berkeley, and Dorchester. We announced another 1,300 jobs on Friday. We've announced 15,000 jobs since the market crashed in 2008, and 1,300 people a month move to the Tri-County area. And so we have to be able to handle the problems we have now and plus plan for the future. And if the gas tax is all dictated out of Columbia, it becomes politics again.
Oh boy.
And that doesn't get anything done. I mean, you look at the Mark Clark, it's been mired down and spinning our wheels for a long time. If we had the opportunity to at least 75% of that money is guaranteed to go to the county in which it's created, then the other 25 can go to McCormick County and Jasper and Barnwell and those places that don't necessarily have
so that's
the population.
State Infrastructure Bank, the SIB.
Yeah, it would be the SIB.
Are they then responsible, or who's going to be responsible for delving out those dollars?
See, those are questions that haven't been answered, and to me as a voter, take the politician hat off, but as a voter, I'm not comfortable voting for something that I don't know where the money I spend, where my gas tax, where is it going to go? I want it, at least a majority of it, to go to affect the things that affect me. I don't want it to go to Lancaster County. I don't want it to go to Florence County.
Which is the way that the infrastructure bank operates.
Yeah, it's operated. It's politics. It's based upon need, but
Right.
it's also based upon who's in power. I mean, and Charleston for last few years has reaped the benefits of that. The Arthur Avenue Bridge, Mark Clark, the Crosstown. So it's hard to throw stones when you live in a glass house, but the DOT set forward a policy that says that things have to be funded by need, but they don't get down to the nitty-gritty things that are problems for us. So Palmetto Commerce Parkway, for instance, had that not been a local project, it would have never gotten done.
And it's done a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the way of economic development, jobs
5,000 jobs since
have
we
been made
finished it.
as a consequence.
Yeah, I mean, you tell those.
So we know those at the local
work.
level know exactly what's needed in the community.
Oh, absolutely.
As opposed to having the state determine what we need.
To me, local government's where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
And so we're driving these roads every day. We're hearing from our constituents every day. We understand what the problems are. I think Charleston County has done a good job of constantly updating from an engineering standpoint where we are and what we need.
I had asked you earlier, and we're about through with this segment, but I'd asked you earlier about dollars through the transportation sales tax program. Do we do that again, and will we encourage our residents to do that again, or would we rely on the state or the feds
I think
or
we do
other
it again.
types of ways?
I think we do it again, and I think we have to come up with a plan. I think last time we stumbled through it a couple times. I think we have to say, here's what we need to build, here's how much it's going to cost, and here's where the money comes from, and then put it to the voters and ask them to decide.
Can we? That's the point I want to make. Can we say to the taxpayers, to the voters, that yes, this program, this transportation sales tax program, has worked,
Oh, yeah.
and you will be at your best in this community if we do it again, except for less or more? Are we going for a full penny or?
I don't know. I think we need to really understand what our needs are, and that will take a few months to put that together. But the half-cent sales tax helps pay for mass transit. We need more mass transit. It helps pay for green space. We need more green space, and it helps pay for roads, which we obviously need a whole lot more of. And so I think when we look at those three things, we need to understand what those needs are going to be for the next 20 years. And then we put forth to the public, here's how much money we need to raise.
And we need to say very quickly that the county council, not just county council, but other community leaders are helping us decide on how those dollars are spent.
Oh, sure.
Whether it's the city of Charleston or Allendale or what have you, they are involved.
We have to have buy-in from all the municipalities. It doesn't work without them. If you remember back when it passed the last time, Harry Hallman, God rest his soul, and my dad and Joe Riley were standing out on Highway 17 in Mount Pleasant handing out pennies, begging people for the vote.
Right.
And so we've got to have buy-in from everybody. Everyone's got to feel like they're getting their fair share. And I think Charleston County does a good job of keeping an equal hand and all that.
Well, Chairman Summey, it has been a pleasure talking with you.
you.
We're going to go into our next segment now, and we're going to be talking with the gentleman from the Transportation Sales Tax Program who's with Charleston County. He is with Transportation Development, and we're going to find out what transportation development means and how it's functioning and the successes as well as a few challenges. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.